Hi, awesome students. I hope you're having a wonderful day and happy guidance class day. All right, let's get started with our zones of regulation. So how we'll do this is you'll walk to the color zone you're in just like normal. And then I want you to look at the zone poster and decide which feeling you're feeling. So yeah, a lot of times we say like I'm green zone or I'm blue zone, but there's a lot of different feelings in those zones, aren't there? So I want to know exactly how you're feeling. So go ahead and look at the green zone and choose which emotion that you're feeling if you're walking to the green zone. So you could be thankful, you could be calm, you could be happy, peaceful, and they're all slightly different, aren't they? So go ahead and today when you walk to the color zone, look at the poster as you're standing there and think about which one you're exactly feeling. And then if you want to, you can pause this video, and if you feel like you'd like to share, you can go ahead and share exactly what feeling you're feeling with your class. All right, good job. Now to settle in for guidance class and to get ready to learn, I'd like us to think about, probably not share, I don't think we'll have time to share, but think about 3 good things in your life. So can you please pretend to super glue, get a pretend bottle of super glue, glue your feet flat to the floor. Show me your hands, make sure nothing's in your hands, and put your hands in your lap and sit up tall. And relax your shoulders, do some shoulder rolls. And close your eyes and think about 3 good things in your life right now. So any good thing about today or this week, something good in your life. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be you got good night's sleep last night, it could be you're wearing your favorite socks today, it could be anything big or small, anything good in your life. And think about 3 of them. Now open your eyes. Good job. Hopefully that got some of us ready to learn to green zone. Okay, to start out today, let's review 3 parts of the brain. We're going to learn a new thing today, so we want to make sure we remember these. So first one, hippocampus. Point to your head where it is. Good job. And what does the hippocampus do? Pause the video and call on some students. Good job. And amygdala. Point to where the amygdala is. Yep, right by the hippocampus. And what does the amygdala do? Pause the video and discuss. Good job. Last but not least, prefrontal cortex. Point to your prefrontal cortex. Right at the top of your head, because it's super important. All of them are super important. I don't mean to have a favorite. We can't have a favorite part of our brain. It's all favorites, right? It's all important for us. So prefrontal cortex, what does it do? Go ahead and pause the video and discuss. Good job. Hippocampus, memory saver. Amygdala, security guard. Prefrontal cortex, wise leader. Now, we're going to learn about the smallest part of our brain today. Our amygdala is pretty small, but this part's even smaller, and it's very, very detailed, even though it's teeny, teeny, tiny. Are you ready to hear what it is? Neurons! Neurons. Look at how complicated this little thing looks. There's so many parts to it. We do not need to know this. We do not need to know all these parts to it. But I just want to show you a picture because this is what a neuron looks like. And this looks pretty complicated, doesn't it? It looks like there's all these, kind of looks like tree branches or something over here. And then there's like, it almost looks like a chain. Like a chain of something right here, and then some more kind of tree branches over here, doesn't it? Well, a neuron. What is a neuron? What is that anyway? What is this big detailed, well, it's not big. It looks big on my screen. It's actually really small. What is this small detailed thing in our brain? Well, a neuron is a cell, and it's a very special cell. And it's a cell that can deliver information to other cells. So it's a cell that likes to talk, likes to communicate, right? And it can deliver information to other cells, muscles, and more. It delivers information throughout your entire body. Our body uses neurons to communicate with the brain and to know what to do, to understand what to do. So, like if you move your hand like this, if you're waving to someone, your brain is telling your hand to do that. And it's sending that signal through a bunch of those tiny little detailed neurons. So they're pretty important, aren't they? They're so important. They're so detailed. And we'll just go over the basic function of neurons. And why is this even important for us to learn about in 4th grade? Well, let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you through a game, okay? So you might have played charades before. We're going to play it a little bit differently today, so please listen carefully to the directions. Your teacher has a bunch of little cards with different words on the cards and different things like animals or different things in the world are on these cards, and your teacher is going to hand you one. Anyone who volunteers. And you'll volunteer, you come up to the front of the classroom, you'll get a card, and you're going to play normal charades first. So, but don't, teacher, don't use all the cards yet. Save maybe about half of them or a little less than half of them. So play normal charades first and then check back in the video. Okay, now you're going to play charades without being able to see the person acting. And remember to play charades, you don't talk at all. The person acting out can't talk. That'd be cheating in charades. So now everybody's going to turn around and close your eyes. Because if you're just looking forward and closing your eyes, you might be tempted to open your eyes to see what the person's doing. So I want you to actually turn around in your chair and close your eyes. And then the volunteer will go up to the front of the room so you're not facing them, your back is towards them. You're going to pick a card from the teacher and try to act out what the card is. And see if you guys can guess. Even though you can't see them, see if you can guess what they are. Okay, good job. Which one was harder? I'm not even in your room right now, and I know your answer. Of course the one's harder that you can't see them, right? How do you even know what they're trying to be, what they're acting out to be when you can't even see them? That's silly, isn't it? Well, imagine if our brain and our body didn't communicate at all. Imagine if our brain and our body didn't ever talk. It would be really hard. It'd be kind of like playing charades when you can't hear what they are. And it'd also be kind of like playing charades without being able to see what they are either. Because it wouldn't even be nonverbal communication. Because charades is using nonverbal communication, right? But if you don't have any communication at all, talking or even acting something out, how are you supposed to know what to do? How is our body supposed to know what to do when our brain doesn't tell it to? So I'm really thankful for neurons. And I'm glad we have neurons to tell our bodies what to do. Because could you imagine if our bodies just had to guess all the time? Like, what if I woke up and I thought in my brain, I need to brush my teeth. But my body didn't know that. And it was waiting for my brain to tell it what to do. And it was just sitting there waiting and trying to guess what to do. What if instead of brushing my teeth, my body just went to the fridge and got a treat, or went to the freezer and got ice cream and ate ice cream? That's not what I need to be doing in the morning. I need to be brushing my teeth in the morning. And my body wouldn't know. If it didn't have the brain to tell what to do, or any neurons to share that signal, it would be so confused, wouldn't it? And it would just guess what to do. It wouldn't work as well. So I'm really thankful we have those teeny little detailed things called neurons. And we have a bunch of neurons in our head, you guys. Tons of them. And all throughout us, there's these neurons. And these neurons are all throughout us, and they're connected, okay? So I'd like all of you to stand up and stand in a circle, and you can make a big circle, like outside of your desk. Stand in a circle and hold both your arms out like this. And remember what this looks like here. There's these tree branch looking things. So you can pretend to do that with your fingers. Spread your fingers out like this. And they're on the other side too. A little less of them, but these are called dendrites and axons. And this is how your neurons link up to each other. So neurons are teeny, teeny, tiny. The smallest part, right? It's a cell. So there needs to be more than one of them to get where it needs to go, right? They need to be connected in a chain or in a rope together, right? this is how they connect. If you can stand in a circle where you are just barely touching the other person's fingers like this, and maybe hand sanitize before, touch each other's fingers just like this at the end of each arm. And now you're hooked up in a chain, well, a circle in your room. And that's how neurons connect to each other. And that's how they can send a signal. They need to connect to each other and send a signal so that the signal goes all the way to where it needs to go. So if you've ever played the game Telephone, I'm not really sure if we can play that game right now with COVID. Normally I play that game to teach this lesson. So I'm sorry, I'm not really sure if we should do that right now. And maybe you can play the game another time or something. But if you've ever played the game Telephone, you know that you whisper a word into someone's ear or a phrase and then see if it can go through. And everyone whispers it to the next person and see if it's the same word at the end. That's like these neural pathways. They're delivering a message like that. And they deliver it to the next neuron. Then that neuron delivers it to the next neuron. And then that neuron goes, hey, psst, this is the message. Tell the next neuron. And then they say, hey, this is the message. Tell the next guy. And that's how this message travels, all connected in a link in a chain like this. So we really need to make sure that we have strong neurons to connect like that, right? And so these things, these chains, these links are called neural pathways. Neural pathway, or neural pathways, okay? And you don't have to remember that word, but we want to remember that these neurons need to connect and have a strong connection, right? If there's one weak connection, that message is lost. So we need to make sure our neural pathways are strong, our neurons are strong in our head. And we need that because we need to communicate information between our brain and our body, don't we? So what do you guys think? How do you do that? We know we want strong neurons. We know we want strong neural connections, neural pathways. But how do we get that? Well, it's kind of like how you make anything else stronger. You practice, right? If you want stronger arm muscles, you work out. You lift weights, right? You eat good food. You get good sleep. If you want strong neurons, strong neural pathways, then you need to sleep. You need good sleep. You need to eat healthy foods. Feed your cells good things, good vitamins from vegetables and fruits. And you need to practice. So just like you would train to get a stronger arm muscle, you would lift a weight, right? And then if you lifted weights one day, would you get strong muscles like this picture? You got to do it more than once, don't you? You have to tell that muscle, okay, I'm going to work on you all the time, every day or every other day, to make you even stronger. And then it will get stronger. That's like with our neural pathways too. We need to practice every day. If we want one way of communication stronger, we need to practice that and make it stronger. So let's practice right now. Here's a little story for you. So listen carefully. Johnny always gets in fights with his little sister because every time he rides home in the car with her from school, she sings and he can't stand it. He just wants some peace and quiet after a long school day. That's it. That's all he's asking for. Instead of trying to solve the problem in a respectful way, he just gets so angry and just yells at her every single time. He yells, shut up! And then, guess what? We can guess it. He's the one that gets in trouble, doesn't he? Not his sister. Even though his sister was the one who started it and was being annoying. So what can Johnny do that would be a better way to solve the problem? And how can he make sure that he picks a better way next time? I'm going to pause this video and start a new one because I'm almost out of time on this one. But I want you to answer that question. So pause this video right now, look at the question and answer. What can Johnny do that would be a better way to solve the problem? And how can he make sure that he picks a better way next time?